Hey you, come, gather around the campfire, and welcome to the party. This is Party Chat, a JRPG podcast where we talk about everything that we love in the world of JRPGs and other Eastern titles. I am one of your hosts, Cameron Hawkins, and with me, as always, is my party partner, Kevin Kenson. Kevin, happy Pokemon Day.
Happy Pokemon Day. I realized I'm out of coffee. So I am just embracing this morning with whatever my body decides is enough energy.
Yeah, I'm surprised because normally I'm just like, hey, I'm gonna make a cup of tea before we start recording, and then so I assumed that you would have gotten some coffee, but
yep, I forgot to restock yesterday. So that is a vibe right now. I see you have a little friend with you though. Did someone arrive just in time for the presentation?
Yeah, Totodile's here. For our audio listeners, for those that don't know, I did get the giant Totodile plush when that got announced or came out around the time ZA came out, because I've literally have wanted this thing for years. They kept on doing new Pokemon, and I'm like, when are we getting the Johto starters? When are we getting Totodile? Because that's a day one cop, and yeah, finally got it. And then I also want to get the Lapras one because Lapras is a part of my Canon 6, but that one's a bit more pricey. This was surprisingly cheap. This was $60 for a very big, this
for
is
that
a big
size. Yeah,
look at this
plushie
thing.
prices in general tend to make my eyes bulge a little bit, but considering the size of that thing, I'm like, oh yeah, okay, that's I get that a little bit more.
Yeah, and from a company like the Pokemon Company, where they could easily just be like, hey, this is $200. They easily could do that. So good on them. So yeah. Outside of that, boy, has there been a lot of shit happening in the entertainment industry this week. A lot of just what's going on? You know what I mean? Some really wild stuff. Some of the stuff is relevant to us, and we're going to talk about it in the news. So the BAFTA stuff. That's wild. That's wild stuff.
The WB thing, of course, was huge.
Yeah, the W thing that just happened overnight, basically last night. For those that don't know, at the BAFTAs, one of the big British films, so didn't really have either it hasn't come out in the US yet, or just didn't get a really big push in the US, is a biopic about someone with Tourette's, and the guy was there, and when Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo were presenting an award, he had a tick and he said the N-word, and apparently this was pre-recorded, so the BBC just kept that shit in, which is crazy. And there's been a lot of inaccurate, fast to making their people just immediately saying oh, this person's a bad person for saying the N-word. Very ableist type behavior. But anyway, so in general, that was just a wild thing, and the BAFTAs and BBC are fucked up for letting that happen.
Leaving it in,
Yeah, and not apologizing to Michael B. Jordan and Delroy, and not accommodating I forgot the gentleman's name properly. But anyway, that was a whole thing. And so, but outside of that, we just watched the Pokemon Presents. It is 7 a.m. We are probably both very tired, and but we're here to talk about the Pokemon Presents and a bunch of other news today. So strap yourselves in. We're gonna have a good one. But before we do that, we're gonna get into some housekeeping. Kevin has rolled credits on Resident Evil Requiem. That review is up on YouTube and podcast services. If you've been enjoying the show, please go to your podcast service of choice, hit the 5-star review, as well as go to youtube.com/partychat at partychatjrpgpod and hit the subscribe button over there. youtube.com/partychatjrpgpod.
There you go. You got there.
We got it. Go to youtube.com/Kevin Kenson and hit the subscribe button over there. Also, I did a spoiler cast of The Legend of Heroes Trails Beyond the Horizon alongside the crew at the JRPG Pursuit, as well as Mags from Level Up Legacy. So that is up on the JRPG Pursuits YouTube channel and podcast services for y'all to check out as well. Now we're going to get into the news for this week. Boy, a lot of stuff has happened, and I think the biggest thing that the biggest thing we need to talk about is the news around Xbox. So for those that don't know, unexpectedly, like a week from today of recording, it was announced that Phil Spencer is going to retire, or it has retired. I believe this past Monday was his last day.
Yep.
Very unexpected at the time because, in July of last year, he said he wasn't going to retire anytime soon, yada, yada, yada. But he's out, as well as Sarah Bond. And, obviously when the news came out that day, there was a lot of confusion as to like what was going on. And as time has gone by, we have, we're not going to get into the full nitty gritty because there is just kind of like a whole lot of news there. Some maybe like some people may care about, some may not, but like the kind of cliff notes of it all is that there was speculation that Phil was going to retire sometime soon because he took a long vacation around like springtime of last year. And then Microsoft felt the need to make a statement publicly, just in the case that rumors or like information started leaking about that. And then Sarah Bond was, the main purveyor of the whole "this is an Xbox" marketing strategy. And that ultimately didn't seem to go well for like their audience. And Sarah it sounded like had a very much like a "you're either with us or you're without us," type deal. You're either in or you're out type mentality. And a lot of people like did not like that that worked under her. And there was also like some other things that people felt were rubbed the wrong way with like how she kind of promoted herself as if she was a gamer when she wasn't.
Yeah. To highlight some of this, so a lot of this is based on a Verge piece that came out on the Monday after, which is the primary source. And, it's an interestingly timed article, I think, in some ways. Like, it feels very, I don't know, like there's a part of me that feels like a lot of this is the story Microsoft is going with for a lot of what's going down. Because it just feels very convenient to just be like, all right, Phil Spencer is, retiring in relative grace. And by the way, everything you didn't like from the last 6 months is on Sarah Bond, who's no longer with us. It just felt very like, this is, okay. Sure.
Yeah, it's a very weird thing because like obviously we know that Phil is Sarah's higher up or was Sarah's higher up, but like we didn't know to the extent of what that relationship looked like when it came to like him telling her what to do and things like that.
Yeah.
And so, and I don't know if we're ever really going to get that information. And so it's kind of like it depends, some people will like just come to that conclusion that like, oh yeah, it's Sarah's fault, Phil had nothing to do with it, or no, it is Phil's fault because he's her higher up and he should be like overlooking these things. And I think that it's probably somewhere in the middle there.
Yeah, no, I'm sure
things.
Yeah, and that's not me saying that I think the Verge article is like made up or something. Like there absolutely is basis to all that. But there's always so many more shades of gray, especially with what is being brought from corporate itself. It's a very interesting time right now.
Yeah, no, and when I mean like some people, I'm talking about just like the internet, right? Like like just so many people on the internet just immediately came to their own conclusions as they normally do. And so, yeah. That being said, Xbox has a new CEO. Her name is Asha Shawarma or Sharma. Yes,
Sure.
Asha Sharma. And she used to like basically head Microsoft's AI stuff, which is not a great thing. Um, and it very much is adding to the conversation as AI is getting more and more prevalent in video games. Like, hey, what do you
I
what's your intentions here?
Yeah, I really question, like, look, okay, taking a step back from the entire clusterfuck that is like what actually happened here and what the plan is moving forward. I really struggle with the idea that this was decided as like the best way to handle announcing the transition. Because they have to know how some of this looks, right? Like, and apparently the original plan was to even not announce it until Monday.
Yes,
The Friday thing happened because they were like, "Oh, we think some like some
someone's gonna
websites
leak
caught
it.
wind. They're going to leak it. We have to announce it like right now." And I struggle with the idea of yes, same day we're going to announce current leadership is leaving. The group's
So,
successor is also leaving, and we're bringing in someone from an AI position that like, look, there's absolutely that sector of like investors who are going to see that and probably be like, oh hell yeah, like make number go up. But like the general reaction has certainly been a thing right now. I just, yeah, I'm very curious what the overall running logic is right now and how they thought that was going to go down. Like maybe this was the best way of just a thing that was going to be making waves no matter what, and people are going to have their opinions and their hot takes. And they just wanted that band-aid off. But yeah, super bizarre.
yeah, and there's we know that Microsoft or like Xbox have had some weird things. Like they said some weird things in the past as well. Like if you watch the Psych Odyssey documentary, there's
Oh, with
definitely
Matthew Booty, yeah,
yeah, with Matt
yeah,
Booty, like that was like definitely some eye-opening stuff that he talked about like publicly to the point where I'm kind of surprised they even let them have that in the
yeah.
documentary.
To not talk around this too much. Basically, there's a quick scene in the documentary for Double Fine, and during it, there's a part where they talk about, oh, hey, before we got acquired, because this is a whole part of like when they're being acquired, and people are having like kind of an open talk about like, hey, like is the culture going to change? What's happening now that we're part of a big company? And someone asks about the idea of moonlighting, because it was a thing that Double Fine was like, hey, any projects you're working on the side, those are your projects. If you want to bring them to us and talk about it, cool. But like, that's your stuff, which in a lot of companies is a no-no. And so when they bring that up to Matt Booty, he's like, "Oh well, yeah, that's ending right now. No, anything you work on under us, that's Microsoft property. Like that's just how
Yeah,
that works."
yeah,
It's just like, cool, bro. What a great, yeah. That's a
yeah,
hell.
yep. And so I honestly think the Sarah Bond stuff is like what is the most interesting here for to me, and
Sure.
I'm just very curious to see like some we're probably not going to hear more about it until like 6 months time, right? Like after like the air has been cleared and like
Yeah. Well, and
you know
I'm sure they all have, with a company that big and positions that high, there's
they have
definitely
like
some.
yeah NDAs that they signed and stuff.
Yeah,
So
this might be stuff that we don't hear full breakdowns of until like years down the line, like depending on how that stuff's written up.
yep, yep. Um, but yeah, and so when it comes to Asha, she did like have a blog post alongside Phil and Sarah and like some other head people at Xbox. And I'm not gonna say like read through the entire statement, but I do want to kind of talk about like what her goals are as the new CEO. She says, first, great games. Everything begins here. We must have great games beloved by players before we do anything. Unforgettable characters, stories that make us feel innovative gameplay and creative excellence. We will empower our studios, invest in iconic franchises, and back bold new ideas. We will take risks. We will enter new categories and markets where we can add real value grounded in what players care about most. I promoted Matt Booty in honor of this commitment. He understands the craft and the challenges of building great games, has led teams that deliver award-winning work, and has earned the trust of game developers across the industry. Second, the return of Xbox. We will recommit to our core Xbox fans and players, those who have invested with us for the past 25 years, and to the developers who build the expansive universes and experiences that are embraced by players across the world. We will celebrate our roots with a renewed commitment to Xbox, starting with console, which has shaped who we are. It connects us to the players and fans who invest in Xbox, and to the developers who build ambitious experiences for it. Gaming now lives across devices, not within the limits of any single piece of hardware. As we expand across PC, mobile, and cloud, Xbox should feel seamless, instant, and worthy of the communities we serve. We will break down barriers so developers can build once and reach players everywhere without compromise. Third, future of play. We are witnessing the reinvention of play. To meet the moment, we will invent new business models and new ways to play by leaning into what we already have. Iconic teams, characters, and worlds that people love. But we will not treat those worlds as static IP to milk and monetize. We will build a shared platform and tools that empower developers and players to create and share their own stories. As monetization and AI evolve and influence this future, we will not chase short-term efficiency or flood our ecosystem with soulless AI slop. Games are and always will be art, crafted by humans and created with the most innovative technology provided by us. The next 25 years belong to the teams who dare to build something surprising, something no one else is willing to try, and have the patience to see it through. We have done this before, and I'm here to help us do it again. I want to return to the renegade spirit that built Xbox in the first place. It will require us to relentlessly question everything, revisit processes, protect what works, and be brave enough to change what does not. Thank you for welcoming me into this journey. So, this is a great statement. This is like exactly what I would want, like, more or less what I would want to hear from something like this. The thing is that, like, this is after, like, basically learning that Microsoft has been lying to us for the past year. That it's just like, oh, okay. And so I struggle to be like, even if she wasn't like, former head of AI or whatever, like having a top AI job at Microsoft, right. I'd be like, I don't know, dog. Like, you're saying the right things, but
the thing is,
actions speak louder than words.
Yeah, it's very easy to say the right things as part of the problem, and we're especially in an age right now where it's getting like increasingly harder to ever take anything an exec says at face value, like regardless of who they are. Like, you know what I mean? Like this isn't just like the AI background thing, but it's just like, yep, you're coming in and here's the stated goals, and it's like, yeah, that reads exactly like all the things you should say when you want everyone to feel good about the direction things are going.
Yep.
Is that actually reflective of like how that tenure is going to play out? There's also a part of me, this is the very cynical part of me. I feel as though, and ultimately we don't know the actual full relationship and hierarchy and how these structures work. I feel like a lot of the Xbox leadership, while there are decisions and things they do, I think a lot of it also comes down to how they best translate and compromise with Microsoft demands up above. And I just have to wonder if this is going to be like a heavier get in line with the greater Microsoft vision. Because, as we know, Microsoft in general, not a lot of great stuff going on right now. Very heavy AI push. And
among other things.
Yeah, among a lot of other things. And this very much feels to me, and I understand this is like a loaded thing. A lot of people are trying to do this whole like talk of like, oh, like is Xbox dying or is this the death of Xbox? I think the Xbox brand is certainly going to be around for quite a while, but I have to wonder how much it's going to feel its own unique self and not just a further extension of Microsoft, like of just of Microsoft goals at this point.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Like this was, to me, and just like hearing everything as it went out, I was just like, I don't know if I'm going to get the next Xbox.
If there is one.
I mean, like they say that they've been working on one. Like
Yes.
that, they've been very clear about that.
Yeah, but that was also pre-memory shortage and leadership change. Things change. There's also questions about whether or not, what you define as new Xbox hardware, because it also sounds like they were going more in the direction of like, having an Xbox OS experience, but ultimately being basically a branded PC, because that way you'd be able to do things like support Steam libraries and other like storefronts.
I get what you're saying. I genuinely don't think that is the case, or what like is like what it's going to end up being. And even though, like, again, Asha's statement is like, like it's a good statement, but it's also just like, yep, this is what you would kind of expect to hear. There are still some like things that are worth taking out that, and she said that she wants to bring things like back to console, right?
Sure.
And I think that like there's no wiggle room with that in a real way. And so but it still is one of those things where it's just like, yeah, I don't know, man. Like I'm just in general moving forward, I'm going to be a lot more hesitant to be buying like physical games on Xbox. And I've like kind of like I haven't really touched my Xbox a whole lot in general over the past like year or so, because like most of the games we review, like, one, it's just kind of easier to get a PS5 code for. There's like less semantics for some reason. Like for some reason, Xbox is really like a pain in the butt to get, like, not even to get a review code for, but to just get like the game to like boot up properly. Like like the system's not prepared for it or something. And so I've just been like asking for PS5 codes, and like a lot of my gaming time has been on my Switch and PS5, and like um I'm in this like, yeah, I'm in this weird headspace right now as someone who's like been primarily an Xbox gamer for since high school, like over half my life at this point. That I don't know. It's I'm very hesitant, and I'm just gonna have to wait and see where Xbox ends up going with things. Um, I didn't look that deep into it, but there's also like rumors spreading around that Fable like is being made with the help of AI. Like, it's just a lot of like really upsetting things to hear. And so I don't know. It's one of those. Yeah, it's just we'll see. We'll see.
Yep. Yeah. Ultimately, actions do speak louder than words, and it's easy to armchair, sit back, and say, here's what's going to happen now because of what limited information we have. I think the big total vibe right now is that it's like at the most optimistic you can be like, maybe this will be fine. Like, I haven't seen a lot of people be like overly like, oh yeah, the future is bright right now. It's more of like, man, and I hope this goes well. I don't like yeah. At its most optimistic, it's still kind of like, all right, cool. Let's see where this goes, I guess. Yeah, man, yes. I don't know. I would like things to be cool. It also doesn't help that this broke like right after something else I'm sure we're going to talk about, Bluepoint. It's just like back to back. Man, I sure do love being in this industry right now.
Yeah, nope. That is the other story, which happened the day before. It's like one of those things, just like, wow, like PlayStation was getting so much bad will, and then Xbox is just like, hold on, let me take over this.
Like clockwork, just ready. I think this is like a semi-consistent thing.
Yep. But yeah, so Sony Interactive Entertainment is shutting down Bluepoint Games. They they acquired Bluepoint back in 2021. For those that don't remember, the most recent release was the Demon Souls remake, which was a launch title for the PS5. And yeah, they shut it down. We do know a little bit of information regarding like kind of what they were working on. They were like, because we knew that they were working on a God of War live service game, and then that got canceled. Thankfully. And then they were starting to pitch different things to Sony to be approved. Like they pitched a Jack and Daxter remake. They pitched Bloodborne remake. And they were actually working, even though it didn't get approved, like in the interim, they were working on Bloodborne. They were like did 2 or 3 months of work on Bloodborne before they learned that they were being shut down. So really upsetting stuff because they are a very well, like a really great studio. And like out of all of PlayStation's studios, Bluepoint was the one where I'm just like, what are we doing next? What are we doing next? Because they always make good stuff. And like, yeah, they specifically did remakes, but like, I don't care. They're really great remakes. And like Demon Souls is probably the closest I got to really like be into a Souls like. And so I just like, I don't know. I really, I think that this is just such a wild thing to do. Like sell them. Don't shut them down. Sell them to someone. Right? Like, I don't know. I'm going. Kevin.
Yeah, no, I get you. I get you. Like it's rough, and I don't know enough about the business side of things to be like, oh well, you know, economically it's so much smarter just to shut it down because they can take the loss on. I don't know. I just know it's certainly not the thing that any fans wanted to hear. It's just a bad round of PR for everybody. I mean, we even joked that, we were joking on the Discord that the reason we finally got a Wolverine release date was because PlayStation just needed to be like, here's something good, by the way.
Yep.
Like, hey,
yep. That was the
we
next
know
thing
you're
I
all
was
kind
gonna
of
bring up.
bummed out right now because this happened. I mean, look, it sucks. Like, there's not much else to do. Like, I know some people have their hot takes about like Bluepoint's like remakes, but like they were always solid, good stuff, and it's a shame that we don't get to see either, you know, more of that work done or, you know, what them taking a stab at an original thing could have looked like.
Yeah. That was probably the closest we were ever going to get to a Legend of Dragoon remake.
Maybe.
Yeah. So, but yeah. So shortly after, shortly after announcing that Bluepoint was shutting down, they're like, hey, Marvel Wolverine release date September 15th. So that's that. You know,
there's that at least.
Yeah, no other information outside of hey, release date. Stop talking about that that other thing, please. Yeah, and everything else is just kind of quick stories. Sharon the Wanderer has sold 3 million copies across the entire series. Neo 3 has topped 1 million sales. Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green are out on Switch now for $20. We talked about that in the predictions, and I was like, nah, there's no way. But got the price right though.
Yeah.
We got the price right though. Sonic Racing Cross Worlds Tangle and Whisper is out now. For those that don't know, Tangle and Whisper are basically like comic book characters from the Sonic comics. Trails in the Sky second chapter, Gold Wings edition has been announced. This is being done by PM Studios. It's selling for $274.99. And it's, well, for PS5, Switch, and PC, it's $5 more if you want the Switch 2 version, which is a game key card, which is very cool. Very cool.
Is not a game key card.
Oh, it's not a game. No, that's what I'm going to say. It's not a game. It's not a game key card. Guys,
I was like, they got the Cam. He loves GKCs now.
No, I couldn't sleep last night, and then we had to wake up at 6 a.m. So, yeah, so pre-orders are live until next Sunday, March 8th, which I think will hopefully be extended because that's crazy to announce a $275 collector's edition and be like, hey, you have less than 2 weeks.
Which also, as I think I've seen a few people say, the shipping on it is also not great.
Shipping on it is crazy unless you live on the West Coast of the United States. So thankfully for me, it was like $25.
Oh, yeah, that's not bad at all.
But I saw other people posting like, hey, this is $420 shipping.
Ooh.
Which is like, what the fuck?
That is, their logistics have not figured out doing those particular.
Yeah. To be clear, they like PM Studios announced a new like store, kind of like limited run called Panex, and this is their first thing that they're doing. Another thing that's really also like frustrating about this is that if it doesn't get enough reservations or pre-orders, they're going to cancel it entirely.
I mean, are you actually worried about that happening though?
With the logistics of the shipping and stuff, very possible. Very
I guess
possible.
we'll find out. We'll see if they cancel it.
So
I do want to ask real quick.
Go ahead.
This is also them changing who they're working with for like collector's editions, right? Because first chapter wasn't with this team.
It was
right?
with limited run.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. You know, they probably just did it by game. You know, they're doing a game by game basis, so like,
Sure.
that's fine. I think this diorama, like this, you know, the main piece, the diorama is very, very cool and unexpected. For a collector's edition piece, so like I'm not particularly mad about it, especially considering like what the first game offered us, which like isn't bad, but it wasn't amazing, right? It was basically like a musical box, an ornament themed musical box. That was like the main piece of it. So this is like, I think, a much nicer option, even though it's more expensive, of course.
Right.
But yeah, so the Golden Wing edition includes a copy of the game, the Glorious Cross Arceal model diorama. So it's this really nice, if you haven't seen it, it's this really nice diorama of the Arceal skyship, as well as the giant red ship. I forgot what it's called right now. I think it's actually just called the Glorious. I might be correct there. It's been a minute. That, and it's like it has like a bunch of like details of the wind and the sky, and it's like really cool. It's a really nice piece. Steelbook, art book, mini soundtrack CD, collector's box, season pass, and yeah, that's everything. I think the main thing, they do say that they did give the dimensions for the diorama. That just never, I just don't know measurements like that, so I don't know exactly if it's like how big it is still, but it seems like it's like about a foot big. So take that for what you will. PlayStation has announced their PS Plus monthly games for March. We have PGA Tour Golf, 2K25, Monster Hunter Rise, Slime Rancher 2, and the Elder Scrolls Online Collection Gold Road. Ninja Gaiden 4 DLC, The Two Masters, launches on March 4th. Disgaea Mayhem is coming to the West this summer for PS5, Switch 2, Switch, and PC. Dissidia Dwellum Final Fantasy is launching worldwide in March. Pre-registration is now available both on iOS and Android. And that's the main news for this week. Now we're going to get into what we've been playing. Kevin, have you been playing anything that isn't Resident Evil?
One thing that I can't talk about yet, at least not too much. I did a preview event for Crimson Desert, so I'm going to have some thoughts to share about that very soon, but I don't think I can actually say the specific timing just yet. But I can say that I did that. I played it a bunch, and there will be more on that soon. Yes, I have thoughts, and we will share them.
Neat. Yeah, I've been playing Yakuza Kiwami 3. I did get sent a code. I did not pay money for this. I wanted to wait and go on.
Real quick, I forget. Did you play the original Yakuza 3? Okay. Yes. I just couldn't remember off the top of my head. Okay.
Yeah. So, I wanted to wait to talk about this until I like played more of it. But I am going to be sidetracked for a while because I'm checking out something else that I can't talk about right now. So I'm only on chapter 3. of Kiwami 3. And that's the chapter where they introduce all the Morning Glory stuff.
Yeah.
And I was in this mindset where like I'm gonna get through. I'm just gonna get through this game really quick, right? I'm gonna just like mainline it. I'm gonna go through the story. Like I don't want to do like I'm not trying to do all the Morning Glory stuff. I'm not trying to do all the side content. What does RGG put in these games? what substances do they put in this game? Because like they introduce the Morning Glory stuff, and I'm like, oh man, this is fun. And I'm not it's like it's borderline a management sim, borderline.
Sure. Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm in it. I'm like, I gotta plant these vegetables. I gotta go like sell these vegetables on the bulletin board. So basically, the whole like lowdown of the Morning Glory stuff is. Have you gotten to this? I assume you got to this point in the game.
No, I haven't yet.
Okay. So when you get to Morning Glory, you're basically like it sets you up. You being like, oh, you need to help your kids do all these different things. So like, some of them are like a little less interesting. More like, oh, kid needs help with their homework, and you do a quiz. Think of it kind of like the quizzes in Yakuza Like a Dragon, if you played Yakuza Like a Dragon. But then there's like really fun mini games where it's like you're doing cooking, and you need to get the ingredients, whether you get them through growing the ingredients or selling stuff to get currency to buy the ingredients from the store. Because that's one key thing that I understand why they did it. And it's not like I dislike it per se, but it's like it is what it is. It's kind of a give or take.
It's different.
The currency is different than your currency in outside of Morning Glory, and so you can't use your normal money to like buy things, and so you have to earn the money to buy like certain key ingredients like rice, sugar, things like that. And the big kind of like keystone like milestone of sorts is you have to like make this really nice dinner that one of the kids specifically wants. And so it requires a lot of ingredients. You have to get your daddy rank up one. I still don't like how they call it daddy rank. And then you can like make this meal for them. And, I think there's like 6 mini games when you're cooking, and they all do different things. Like one is simple where it's like you're whisking ingredients, and you just have to like rotate the R stick the right way.
Right.
But then there's like more interesting ones where like there's a bunch of pans, and then like a piece of meat will hit the pan, and you have to wait for it to cook properly, and then you have to like flip it at the right time. And then you have like other ones where you crack eggs, where you have to press like one of the directional buttons and one of the face buttons at the same time. Really simple but fun stuff that I'm really enjoying. And then there's like a fishing mini game where you basically harpoon fish, and then that's how you get certain fish ingredients. You sew, like each kid needs like a specific thing to be made, and you have to like sew it in the right areas, and you can make it go faster or slower, and depending on how accurate you are will determine your rank. It'll determine how many you make, and all of these things that you do, whether it's like harvesting, like you're harvesting vegetables, you're making these, you're sewing these things, you can sell them for money. And then once you like hit certain objectives, Haruka will be like, hey, you're doing a good job, here's some money, like that you can just take out of pocket. So you get money outside of the game, outside of Morning Glory as well. There's like also one of the games, mini games that has no right being as fun as it should be, bug catching. So I was initially worried about the bug catching, because I was just like, oh, I hope there's like no spiders, right? I'm like, I'm worried about that.
Yeah.
And thankfully there's not. Arachnophobes, you got nothing to worry about. and it's basically kind of like a not a top down, more like kind of like an isometric view where you're like trying to like catch these bugs on the ground, but then like there'll be like a kind of like a toughness Z that'll be on the floor. You pick it up, and the kids do this too, not just Kiryu. You'll just start spinning around across the map and collecting all the bugs along the way. And it just looks ridiculous, but it's super funny, and again, the kids will do it too. So it just, that kind of RGG nonsense that we love is very much present there. But yeah, I'm just like, I think I'm like daddy rank 4 or 5. Again, I started the game being like, all right, time to like let's get through this chapter. 2-3 hours later, I'm still at Morning Glory, doing these mini games, doing everything that I can.
Truly, this is your Dondoko Island.
It is, it really is. Because Dondoko Island, I was like, I don't care about this at all. Like, just the most turn off my brain, like the most walk away with the easiest amount of ease ever. But that being said, it's no business sim from Like a Dragon. Like that's the GOAT. Like, you know what I mean?
That's the number one.
Yeah. And yeah, the only reason I stopped playing was just because like I was like, I knew I needed to go to bed. I was like, I can't keep playing this. Like I could have easily stayed up all night playing the Morning Glory stuff. It's that good. That being said, outside of the Morning Glory stuff, I can already say that there's like really appreciated changes and additions to this game that hi Percy, that
you want to say hi real quick.
that weren't in the original, because for those that don't know, Yakuza 3 is probably my least favorite Yakuza game, either that or 5. And so like I was really hoping that they were going to make some really great needed changes, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So like one of the big things is that like this girl that was a significant character in Kiwami 2, in the beginning of the game, you basically learn now, oh, she went to America. There's like no closure for her.
Well, there kind of is.
There's those, no okay. No, you're just doing semantics. You're semantic. No,
gotta check those biography updates.
No. Semantics. And in this one, she's still in Japan, and you actually get to say goodbye to her. She actually explains like, "Hey, I'm going to America. I'm doing this training program. Blah blah blah." And I was like, I really appreciate this. As someone who really liked her character in Kiwami 2, really appreciate it. And then one of the other like kind of side content pieces is like, I forgot the name of the group. I forgot exactly, but you're basically doing like, you're in this girl gang. And you basically do these like kind of not roguelike, but you basically do like these battle rush modes where you go to these locations and you go through different doors. You have different squads, and you're trying to beat all the guys to get to the end. And your squad levels up. They each have like a type that could be like a power type, a defensive type, a healing type. It's not like
it's
something
something they did in Ishin, I'm pretty sure, because Ishin.
Oh, really? I never played Ishin.
Yeah.
Okay,
Ishin's like Ishin, I should say.
Okay, yeah. Ishin is the one Yakuza game I have not played. Well, I haven't played Pirate either yet, but before that, Ishin's
and Dead Souls.
Okay. Okay, sure. Yeah,
it's so expensive. I want to pick up a copy, but damn it. Anyways.
Yeah, so that's a fun like little side story. The tutorial for that one for too long though. I was just like, okay, let me get back to the main story here. But I'm curious as to I'm not sure yet if I'm going to continue and see all of that through like I am the Morning Glory stuff. So we'll see. And yeah, so overall, like obviously that does not go out with saying all the problematic shit like behind the scenes problematic shit in this game.
Sure.
Not gonna deny that one bit. But the game itself and like the new additions and like all of that stuff that you're looking for in a remake, really great so far. Like really happy with it.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I think I've definitely heard a lot of improvements on mechanical and stuff. Because even like when I did a preview for it way back, I was like, oh, I really like how the combat feels in this one. Like it still doesn't quite approach the peak of like how much I like Judgment. But for especially by the more recent action game standards, especially Pirate Yakuza, I was like, okay, like the action in this feels really good. There's some other aspects that like felt pretty solid. It's great to see all that stuff improved. It's such a headache that it can't just be like, yep, it was just improvements, and we're not going to talk about swap changes or things that were removed, and that's always a shame. But
yeah, totally fair.
It's cool that the additions are good additions, at least.
Did you like the thing I did in the Discord where I posted a picture of the new Rikia and I was just like, fraud, fraud. Yeah, so cool.
It's such a weird casting because that like I've seen that guy in other stuff, like he's in Tokyo Vice, and like he's great in that. I think he's a good actor. It's like that's not like it's so not the right vibes for Rikia. It's like why is this man like smoking attractive? Like why?
Yeah.
Why is that? Like why is that the vibe right now? When Rikia's supposed to be
Rikia's an absolute dork.
Yeah,
and not even like a hot dork, just a dork. Now we're gonna get into topic of the show.
Pokemon.
Hey, yeah, Pokemon. Underrated Pokemon intro. I think that. Sorry, I think it's either Advanced Battle or Master Quest. No, it's not Master Quest.
Couldn't tell you. I did not keep up with the series past like
no,
I
it is Master Quest.
2 years.
What?
I said I hadn't kept up with the animated series after like maybe the first 2-3 years. 2 years.
Oh man, like the first 2 gens at the very very least. Gen 3 is great too.
I distinctly recall being a kid and like giving up on watching it because I got mad at how long it took to get to Cinnabar Island. Because they like speed ran the first like 4 gyms or something, and then it was just like, cool, when are we getting to like the fire gym? Because fire type's my favorite. I'm wearing a fire type shirt right now. And so I was just like, when are we getting there? And this was back in the day of like Saturday morning cartoons, right? Like I'm just a kid getting up, like turning on the TV, watching it, being like, is this the day? Is this the day it's gonna happen? It wasn't the day. It wasn't for a very long time. At least in my kid brain, it felt like that.
I just think, listen, I'm just going to drop a Pokemon hot take right now. Like, I understand that the original Pokemon theme is iconic. I will never not say that. There are better Pokemon intros. Like Johto Journeys, goated. It's goated. And then, again, Master Quest, so good. So good. But yeah, I would say it's a respectable third for me, but still iconic. Iconic. Anyway, there was a Pokemon Presents this morning, and we got a bunch of news. Some good, some fine. I wouldn't say there's any bad news outside of no Pokemon Pinball again. But yeah, so. The first announcement is that there's going to be a Pokemon Red and Pokemon Blue game music collection where it's basically like a Game Boy jukebox and the cartridges are like the different songs, which is really interesting. And apparently that comes out today, or at least like pre-orders go up today. So that's interesting.
I was having trouble telling off of the video they did for it. Is it like... Are there multiple tracks that are on different red and blue carts? Like, are there multiple red... Is there just 2 carts you have to buy that are red and blue? Or is it like there's multiple red carts and they are each like different song mixes? Because that's going to get confusing as all hell to track if you buy this thing.
Yeah, I really don't know. And I don't think that they've like given out enough information as of yet to really give us a concrete answer, sadly.
Yeah.
All I know is that it's 45 songs, 45 cartridges.
Yeah, okay, no, yeah, it's 45 cartridges. They do have different like gameplay on the back, because the gameplay is what. So that's kind of how you'll know, like, oh yeah, this is like this is the track for this section or something. But it's still funny to me that it's just like, I know I'm gonna like not organize those at all if I grab this, and I'm just gonna be like, oh god, it's one of the red carts. I have to go through all the red carts.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, this is so 90s coded in a way where, like, maybe that's the intent, but also, like, I can't believe a company as big as the Pokemon company is doing something like this in 2026. So, okay, like, for me, not gonna really mess with it at all, but I have enough other things that I collect.
Yeah,
But
it's like
it's
a neat little
neat.
tchotchke, but like,
Yeah, it's neat.
yeah.
We learned that the Pokemon TCG is going to get 30th anniversary products releasing worldwide later this year. Pokemon Go is having like all the Pokemon come back regularly, but they're going to do it like in waves, it seems like, for those that are Pokemon Go sickos. The 1996 version of Red and Pikachu, as well as Florian and Ogerpon and Juliana and Terrapagos, are all coming to Pokemon Masters EX. Mew is coming to Pokemon Sleep. Zapdos, Moltres, and Articuno are coming to Pokemon Unite, as well as Meganium, Typhlosion, and Feraligatr, baby. I actually play Pokemon Unite, so I'm happy I get to play as Feraligatr. Let's go. Or as Totodile.
Never letting him evolve.
Though they auto-evolve.
Yeah.
Once you level up, yeah. Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness is coming to Nintendo GameCube, Virtual Console, well, not Virtual Console, Nintendo Switch Online in March. Are you surprised that this is coming before Coliseum? Since they already teased that Coliseum was coming.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little odd, but didn't throw me off too much. I think especially because Gale of Darkness does play a little bit better, like self-isolated, like, you know, kind of just as a single-player game for a console, as opposed to like what Coliseum was. Yeah, like, makes sense to me. I think it works.
Okay. Mirror B's back, baby. Mirror B's back. Have you ever played Coliseum or Gale of Darkness?
No, I have not.
Oh my god, dude.
I played the only console release I played was like during the N64 years, so like Snap and Stadium. That was it.
Dude, oh my god. So there's an antagonist in this both those games called Mirror B.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just like this really lanky, tall dude with a ginormous afro. He's white, by the way.
We saw him in the... I mean, he was in the trailer they showed today, yeah. Dude,
his battle theme in Gale of Darkness, iconic shit, dude. Like, it's so good. Definitely give that a listen to. Pokemon Cafe Remix is having the starters come back, and they're coming back with special outfits. So if you are still playing Pokemon Cafe Remix, you got some cute little outfits coming.
There you go.
I also have a pet that has come to say hi really quick. Sorry. Mega Garchomp Z is coming to Pokemon Legends ZA Mega Dimension. So you do need the Mega Dimension DLC to get Mega Garchomp Z. And then we got a reveal of Rotom and Greedent for
DJ Rotom
for Pokemon Pokopia. Actually, I think they said in the presentation that's Pokopia.
Probably Pokopia.
Yeah, because maybe it's an English versus maybe it's an accent thing. I don't know. But yeah, and then lastly, we got Gen 10. We got a pretty lengthy trailer in engine, showing off the world, the environments, some of the Pokemon, including our starters.
The starters, I called it. That was the exact thing I said the trailer was going to be. That's what we got.
Yeah, I agreed with you.
No, I know. I'm just taking a victory lap. That's all.
Okay, yeah, you got you take that victory lap. yeah, so we got our three starters. We got our grass type Brout, which is like a grass chicken. We got uh Pombon, a Pomeranian fire dog, as well as Gekwa, a gecko water type.
Yep.
Um,
How you feeling on these designs, Cam? How are you? Where's your meter on this?
where's my meter?
Yeah.
They're fine.
Yeah, you're not too excited. You're just kind of like, all right.
Yeah, I saw them when I saw them initially. I immediately like this. My immediate reaction was, okay, like that's.
I dig them.
And no, the internet is all over them. Like everyone's like Pombon, and like
oh yeah, no, Pombon specifically is definitely like the breakout hit.
100%.
I've seen fans for all of them, but Pombon's the big one for sure.
I have not seen anyone say anything about Gekwa.
I've seen a few people.
I haven't seen anyone say anything about Gekwa, and I saw one person say something about Brout.
I have seen much more for both of them, but maybe it's just the circles I'm in. I don't know.
Yeah,
Pombon's definitely the breakout big one though, for sure.
Yeah. Also, I haven't like been really on the timeline since the Pokemon Presents ended in a real way, so that was all like immediate reactions.
Yeah.
Like, here's the thing: like, Pombon is cute. It's just like, I don't know. I don't even want to go in to say that they're not inspired. I just don't. There's none of them really click with me in a major way.
Well, that's fair.
I actually think I would like Gekwa more if it didn't have like that. They decided, hey, let's put a water icon on like right on its forehead. I'm like, could you have not done that? It's just like a little like, it's a little silly to me. I don't know.
Yeah, just a little.
Yeah.
Little water drop.
Yeah. The little water droplet. I don't know. It's one of those things like I love dogs, so like yeah, I'll probably pick the Pomeranian, but I also really like water types. And I don't hate Gekwa. I just like not crazy about it. Like
yeah.
like it's so I'm so like middling on it overall. Like I'm trying to but I do think as a collective, like just based off their base forms, I think it's one of the weakest lineups that we've gotten.
Interesting. I don't think it's one of the weakest. I wouldn't put it in like my top, but like feels pretty middle to me. Middle, like even higher.
Yeah, like the only one like it's better than Unova because what isn't? It's better than it might be better than 8th gen.
Yeah. I don't have a strong attachment to 8th gen really. I really like how 9th gen started. I just didn't like how they
Yeah, I love 9th gen.
Yeah. 9th gen was a very solid
9th gen, but like I like 9th gen. Like, Fuecoco's a cutie, Quaxley's a cutie. They're all cuties, I would say.
The evolution just doesn't go that way.
Yeah, the evolution line is just like not great.
Which on that note, just
keep them on their fours, baby.
I know I'm fighting against forces I cannot possibly win against, but I swear to God, Pokemon Company, just let this fucking dog stay on all fours. Don't let the dog stand up.
Let Gekwood stay on all fours too.
Yeah, Gekko, they're kind of doing... Gekko's weird because, like, at least in the promotional art, it's doing the kind of semi-thing where it looks like it can kind of raise its front a little bit to, like, stand for a moment, but, like... Yeah.
Yeah, like, it's one of those things, like, can it stand on 2 feet? Yes, it's a Gekko.
Yeah.
But normally, in how they move, they are on 4s. So put them on their 4s, damn it. And this is someone whose favorite starter is bipedal. Like, you know what I mean?
You don't want Inteleon 2.0? Like...
I mean, I picked Sobble as my starter in Gen 8, so...
Yeah.
And I don't hate that line. It's not... like, none of them are, like, particularly... Again, like, 8th gen is, like, fine.
It's like the most inoffensive one in general. Like, I don't hate them, I just feel nothing for...
Yes, I feel nothing. And that's, like, basically how I feel about this line. It's like, I feel close to nothing. A little bit more than nothing, but close to it. But Yeah, well,
Those Sprout
we'll see.
eyebrows just don't speak to you. The stern look of his authority.
Nope. Brout's big old eyebrows.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He like
Love
looks
him.
mad.
It's great.
Yeah, like I'm kind of curious. I will say, I'll give it this. This is the first starting lineup in a while where I'm very curious to see like what their final evolution is going to look like.
Yeah, where they're going to go.
Because
Because
like I think with like outside of Sprigatito going on 2s, which was stupid. 9th gen wasn't super surprising. 8th gen was very generic.
I knew a lot of people that did not expect. What's the duck? Quaxley.
Quaxley.
Yeah, I know a lot of people who did not expect Quaxley to go the direction he went.
Huh, interesting.
That one took a lot of people off guard that I knew.
So yeah, like overall, like they're fine. Like I wish it was a bit more. I don't know, dog. I just feel like that. I don't know. Like I just think that.
Have you lost your whimsy? Is that what's happened?
Yeah,
Is Joy dead? Is Joy dead, Cam?
I just feel like that there was a whimsicalness about like the first, like at least again, I'm just like I'm Gen 1 through 3 till I die. I just know what I am. You know what I mean? Like after Gen 3, shit started falling off. Like I'm not saying that like Chimchar, Turtwig, and like Piplup were bad, but they were definitely the worst of the 4 so far.
Yeah, that's insanity to me. I disagree hard on that.
Disagree. But as a group, as a trio.
Yeah, as a group. Yeah.
What trio, like what is it? What trios are better than?
What's better?
No, Gen 4. Like what trio in the first 4 gen is Gen 4 better than?
Oh, well, here's my sacrilege. Gen 3, easy.
I mean, here's the thing with Gen 3. I'm one of those. No.
I just think when you go into defense mode like that, you're not just like.
No. Here's the thing. Here's the thing with Gen 3. Like, I really love Trico. I really love Torchic, and I know Mudkip is incredibly popular and beloved. Yeah. I don't like Mudkip. Like, and I'm not saying that I don't like Mudkip as in his original form. I don't like Swampert. I don't like that evolution line, which I know that is very unpopular opinion, and I'll hold that to my chest. But yeah, because I picked Mudkip first time I played Ruby, and then it evolved, and I was just like, oh, okay, and then it evolved again. And I'm like, oh, okay, and then I see Blaziken and Sceptile. I'm like, what the fuck is that? That's sick as shit. Anyway, so I don't particularly blame you. I just like, I was just burned bad with Piplup because I started I was like water. I was always water. Squirtle, Totodile, like water. Here we go. Pick Piplup, and then we get Empoleon, and I'm like, okay.
He is the weakest of that trio, like design-wise.
Yeah. So now I picked Turtwig because I like.
No, I mean, there's a lot of love for Torterra. Yeah, like
Torterra's great.
That guy.
Yeah, and I did the same thing with fucking 5th gen. Picked Oshawott because Oshawott's a cutie, and then we get Samurott. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
It's the rare reverse. It was a bipedal that went to quadruped.
But yeah, so anyway, starters are fine. The starters are fine.
Okay.
But what I will say, I really like the trainer designs this time around. Like, it feels very like how the old, like not how the old, but like the first like 5 generations of Pokemon, where they really felt like that they're just like, hey, we're just dudes with backpacks and caps, and we're just going on an adventure like that. It feels a little like nostalgic in that sense,
and it's version specific, which is interesting. It makes me wonder how much actual customization there will be, if any, for this one. Because like I know Scarlet Violet toned it down a little bit compared to past games, because it's like, oh well, you got to be in your school uniform. You're not going to like change out of that. It seems like maybe this is going a similar route where like I'm sure there will be some customizable stuff, but not like what 8 did or what we've been seeing with like ZA, which is a little bit of a shame. But yeah, having it baked into your version is interesting.
and here's the thing, I like both versions. Like I like the kind of like Indiana Jones cap, and I like the baseball cap. I would be okay with either.
I definitely like Waves more. I'm not sure I'm digging the fedora look on Wind.
That's not a fedora though.
It's basically.
No, it's not.
It's not an Indiana Jones hat. Like the brim's not.
It's
right
more Indiana Jones hat than his fedora. It's not a fedora. Fedora is what Legend ZA was.
Yeah, ZA was. Those were straight up fedoras. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, like I like both. I'm curious as to see like what happens with like how much like the customization there, but in general, like I saw both versions. I was like, I like these. I like both of these. So that's cool. We didn't really get to see a whole lot else that we can like particularly directly comment on. Yeah, I mean, we got some like, we got the environments. The water looks great.
Like, that is a thing I've seen a lot of people say, like, oh, water looks good this time. Like,
yep, water looks good. They were really playing with the winds and waves in the trailer, like, because we knew what the title was. I was like, oh boy, they're pushing this really hard.
Do we want to talk about the Pikachu couple at the start?
Oh yeah. We can do that. Yeah. So there's like these two different. There's like a male and a female Pikachu. One is obvious. Like one is like I think exclusive to winds, and one is exclusive to waves. If I remember correctly, I didn't get the chance to confirm if this is true. At the very least, the woman Pikachu, the female Pikachu, is called Wavy Chew.
Where did you see this?
I think I saw it somewhere on Twitter with like official art for the game.
Okay, yeah, here it is on their website directly. Yeah, they are Mr. Windy Chew and Miss Wavy Chew. That's
wild.
Yep, those are the names. They saw you from across the bar. They dig your vibe.
Alrighty.
Just
sure. Yeah, like, are they supposed to? I wonder if they're supposed to be like the professor of the game. You know what I mean?
It kind of has that vibe a little bit.
It does, right?
That they are like. It certainly seems like they're pushing these as like a central. This is a character that's good. It kind of feels like how Scarlet Violet pushed getting the legendary right away, because it was like, oh, like, it's going to be a part of your adventure, like going with you. It feels like these Pikachus are being presented as like, oh, they're going to be a core part of like your adventure, is hanging around them.
Yeah. Yeah, and then the building they showed a building with like a bunch of. The architecture was crazy, and I'm very curious. It made me very curious. Is like, yo, what is this location? Is this like the kind of hub base of the world, or what does that all look like? So, yeah, it's one of those things where the general reveal, cool. Reveal was cool.
We just need details.
Yeah, I just need to kind of know the premise of what's going on here. But in general, very excited. That being said, 2027.
That was the biggest surprise, I think.
Yeah.
Was seeing that, because everyone was so sure it was going to be this year.
Yeah,
because it's already a year behind schedule, or what was
exactly.
The schedule.
Exactly.
Yeah, very surprised, and the fact that it's like not a window either. So it's like, is it Q1, Q2? Is it going to be all the way to like the holiday season?
It's gonna be holiday season. It's gonna be holiday season.
Wild that it's gonna be a 5-year gap,
and that's
fine,
that's fine with
now.
me.
Yeah,
that's fine with me. Yeah. Yeah, because I think it was someone in our Discord that was just like, at first I was like 2027, and I was like, you know what? Take your time. It's like, that's the best way to describe it.
Looks back at Scarlet Violet. All right, you know what? Sure, maybe it's not such a bad thing. You take a minute, take a breather.
Yeah, no, like 5 years for a new, like, in between generations. I'm cool with that, especially because it's not like that we don't get other Pokemon like games alongside that. So like,
sure,
for me, absolutely take your time. make sure the game's good. Like, this is a pretty pivotal moment for the Pokemon Company where we're getting a new engine, we're getting, new console, Switch 2 exclusive. It's not going to be on the original Switch. Like, give it time. Give it time and crush it. So, I will say, the more I was looking at a trailer of the starters, the more I think as time will go on leading up to the release, I will be warmer on them.
Just need a minute. Just gotta
I
all
just
right,
need a minute.
maybe they're not so bad.
Yeah, because I think I'll come around on them a little bit, but because again, I do like Gekwa. It's just like the raindrop. Like, why did you do that? But yep. So cool.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm probably gonna end up with Pombon just because of fire types and me. But I will say I deeply respect Brout's brows. That's a stern Pokemon right there.
Yeah. I'm curious how to like what that evolution line is going to look like.
Yeah, and like how, because like it definitely looks like a baby chick for how it's starting.
Yeah, it's like Torchic.
Yeah, so it's like, are you gonna keep like the chicken aesthetic throughout? Or are you gonna change it? Because like they've certainly had Pokemon go from like, one part of the animal kingdom to another, where it's like, oh, it starts off as one type of dog and turns into another kind of dog, or it's based more on this kind of bird, and now it's this kind of bird. So it's like, do we stick with chicken? Do we go in like a more wild direction with it? Like, what does that end up looking like? Is it just gonna be a pissed off turkey? Like, I don't know.
I just don't want it to be a grass flying type.
Well, there's kind of room to argue that it wouldn't be, right? Because like chickens don't actually, but then again, they have grounded birds that are still flying types like Dodrio, so whatever.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I feel like it might be a similar situation to Rowlet, where like it starts as grass flying and then it takes on some different dual type by final evolution. But
yeah, like I'm thinking Gekwa is going to be water poison, and then Pombon will probably be fire. It may just be fire. I would not.
We're bringing back firefighting. Let's go.
No.
Yeah, I mean, they might just keep the monotype this time. We'll have to see.
Or fire ground, maybe. Fire ground would be interesting.
Yeah. Be down for that.
Yeah, there's definitely some things that they could do with Pombon. I think Pombon definitely, just by nature, has the biggest question mark, right? Of like what that second typing is going to be.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Could be Fire Fairy.
Yeah, I mean, they're kind of free to do what they want, right? Like, that's the thing, is that like you can always try to guess off the starter, but then they can always do some wild shit where it's like suddenly it's in full plate mail and it's a steel type. It's just like at any moment the evolution could just take a turn. You're like, all right, that's just what's happening now. Cool.
Yeah. Yep. Anything else you want to talk about regarding Pokemon Presents?
One thing we did skip over that, not like the most in-depth info, but we did get
Did I miss the
confirmation
Pokemon Champions?
Yeah, Champions is coming out in March.
I did miss that. Yeah, Pokemon, or April.
Or April. Sorry, yes, April. So I looked at the Gale of Darkness. It was right next to it. Yeah, Champions is coming to Switch on April. That's not the same date for mobile.
They also confirmed that Fire Red, Leaf Green, you'll be able to transfer Pokemon to Pokemon Home. Later,
eventually.
In the future,
yeah. It is not. That is why they removed it from the description before, is because that is not true at launch. And we don't have an actual timeline for that yet. So, hopefully that's not too long of a delay. I'm very curious if they just realized there was like something wonky with it. And they were like, hold on, we're delaying this feature. Yeah, interesting how that is just not a launch feature. I'm very curious what the issue is.
Yeah. I mean, they probably were just like, hey, we want this out at this point. And it's like, yeah, but this feature will not be ready. And they'll be like, okay, add it later.
Yeah, just whenever it's done.
Yep. Exactly that. So, Kevin, because I went quicker than I expected. It's Pokemon Day. What's Pokemon mean to you?
I like to play the games and catch the Pokemons.
Is that it?
That might be it.
Oh,
No, look, Pokemon was obviously, I was kind of the prime demographic for when that shit started. I was in like 6th grade when Pokemon Red and Blue released, 5th or 6th grade. Um, I think that's right, somewhere in that number. Uh, and like,
no, that
obviously,
can't be right. Because I was 2 when
I mean, it
Pokemon
was like,
started.
well, wait, it started in the U.S. or started in Japan? Because the U.S. didn't get it for a couple years.
Oh, right. Right.
Yeah,
I'm
because
thinking
it
I'm thinking
started in,
Japan.
yeah, 1996. We didn't get it till 98.
Yeah, yeah. So I was 4.
Yeah, and I was like 10.
Is 10 6th grade?
Maybe it was
Yeah,
5th
I
grade.
guess so.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, keep
Anyways,
talking. Okay. Oh, Jesus.
yeah. Anyways, yeah. So like, I was definitely like the prime age for it. I remember getting like the promotional VHS for it with Nintendo Power at one point. I don't know what happened to that VHS. I'm kind of sad I lost that. Uh, yeah, I mean, it was absolutely a foundational series for me growing up. I fell out of it for a little bit, fell back during 4th edition during 4th gen,
4th
uh,
edition.
and then really loved like that in 5th. And then kind of since then, it's a series I keep picking up and hoping I feel something again. I don't know. Like,
No, that's fair. I mean, like, yeah, I mean, Pokemon is the reason I play video games. Like, I owe Pokemon so much. Even though, like, again, like you, my immediate love for it has waned over the years for sure. Yeah, playing Pokemon Crystal specifically, like, was very formative, impactful moment in my life for sure. And yeah, it's just it's special, right? Like, it's one of those things where you understand why it's the biggest IP in the world. It's just it's so approachable. Like, there's like something for everyone. It's just a very like welcoming type of experience. Um, and ultimately it's because it was made for made for children at the end of the day. Like,
yeah.
that's
Oh,
yeah,
absolutely.
yeah. And we just grew up and we're still hanging around. And so yeah, I just, yeah, I love Pokemon. I have a Pokemon tattoo. I I love Pokemon. I just love it. I love it so much. I don't know what else to really say, but I just have like so many core memories growing up. And just like in general, like, I still have my original Game Boy Color with Pokemon Crystal, my original copy from when I was a kid. I had to a few years ago. I actually had to replace the battery because the battery
Yeah,
died from the cartridge.
that would be about the right time for that to happen. Yeah.
Yep, 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 yep. And so yeah, I just like, man, just specifically, again, just like, I can't sing Johto's praises higher. I just can't. Like, the color palette that they used for that game, which is just so ingrained into my brain. The music is just so fucking incredible to this day. Like, what I would give for a vinyl of the original, like, pixel music for Pokemon Crystal, or like just the Johto games would, oh my gosh, it'd be so great.
I mean, the jukebox is one step there.
Yeah, I mean, I have the vinyl for Pokemon or Johto Legends, which is like an arrangement album,
Right.
and it's incredible. Like, if you want to listen to Johto Legends, it's on Spotify at the very least. Every once in a while, I'll just like put on that album and just like, I'll just be transported, dude. I'll just be transported back in time. It's just that impactful, and I'm just like that connected with Johto. It's yeah, so it's Johto Legends by Braxton Burks. Really incredible album for those that are looking for some new Pokemon, or just game music to listen to. Yeah, and it's just like, but it's, dude, like, I'm not trying to go on a rant, but just like the amount of people that I see on TikTok, like, I can just tell, I just know someone was born in the 21st century just by their Pokemon takes. I just do, dude. Like, I just do. Like, I talk
you
about
mean
this.
to tell me that people born around the same time have similar worldviews based on the environments they grew up within?
No, because that's because Kevin, you are older than me, but your favorite gen is Gen 2 or Gen 4. Sorry.
Yeah, but we're also closer in age to each other than we are to like Zoomers.
Okay, you got to remember that people born in the 21st century are like 5 years younger than me. Not that big of a difference.
But it's also kind of a huge difference where what technological leaps happened when.
That is true. That being said, like, I posted this in the Discord where someone's called the Johto games Kanto DLC.
Yep.
I wanted to... For the visual people, I was choking my Totodile plush because that's what I wanted to do. I was just like... It's just so clear, like, these people just did not grow up with Johto like I did. You know? And, like, and part of it is totally personal, right? Like, part of it is completely so subjective that you just can't argue it. You can't, like, make a statement or a claim based against it. But dude, like, I'm seeing people saying like, "Oh, 6th gen is goated," and like 7th gen. I'm like, what? What? What do you mean? Like, I'm losing my mind here.
You know, like, look, we have our takes and our thoughts, but it's hard to forget the fact that, like, Sword and Shield was as successful of a game as it was and has a lot of huge fans. Like,
yeah,
the times like, they move forward.
It's one of those things, like, if anyone says that their favorite gen is any gen 1 through 5, and you know how I feel about Unova, I'm like, I get it. After 6th gen and on, you need to be in the loony bin. You like psychiatric ward, please, because that's the craziest shit I've ever heard in my life. Like, no, like, just no. Anyway, I want Pokemon Pinball. I'm sorry. Like, what do I need to do? Like, I will do anything. I'll do anything for a Pokemon Pinball. I mean,
at this point, I think you just have to pick up your Game Boy copy and call it a day.
And it's still really good. It's still really good, guys. Okay. I'm not gonna linger this on any longer than it needs to. Kevin, do you have anything else for the people before we dip out?
I just want to reiterate, please don't let the dog stand up. Please.
Please do not let the dog stand up. All right, everybody. You can follow me on socials at CamFinalMix, and you can follow Kevin on socials at Kevin Kenson. Thank you, everybody, for listening to this episode of the podcast. Happy Pokemon Day, and until next time, we'll catch you later.
Later.